Move your wrinkled ass, old man. This ain't bingo night. Danny Roar barked it across the blue rail. Certain Elias Whitaker looked like easy sport. Alone, quiet, the kind of elderly man you push to feel powerful. The gang circled, mistaking stillness for weakness. To them, he was nothing, a target to humiliate. They didn't see years etched under his calm, the discipline of a retired karate instructor who taught patience and precision. When Danny's mockery turns violent and beer splashes down his collar, the joke becomes a threat that will force Elias to answer and expose a town's secrets. Before we go any further, comment where in the world you are watching from and make sure to subscribe because tomorrow's story is one you don't want to miss. The Blue Rail Bar hunched against the cold Friday night, its neon signs casting purple-red shadows through clouds of cigarette smoke. Inside, Elias Whitaker sat quietly at the corner of the bar, his navy sweater and crisp white collar a stark contrast to the worn leather jackets and faded denim around him. His weathered hands cradled a glass of ginger ale as he watched the basketball game playing silently on the TV above. The door swung open with a blast of winter air. Danny Roar strode in first, his black leather jacket creaking as he moved. Switch and Ox flanked him like dark shadows, their tattoos visible beneath rolled-up sleeves. The jukebox skipped a beat as conversations died down. Regular customers suddenly found their drinks fascinating. Danny's eyes swept the room like searchlights until they landed on Elias. A slow, predatory smile spread across his face. He nudged Switch, nodding toward the old man. "Well, look what we got here, boys," Danny announced, loud enough for everyone to hear. "The professor's doing a little field research." His boots scraped against the floor as he approached. Grace Varial, working behind the bar, felt her shoulders tense. She'd seen that look in Danny's eyes before, the look that meant someone's night was about to get very bad. Her hand slipped into her apron pocket, brushing her phone. "Evening, old-timer," Danny said, leaning against the bar next to Elias. "Ain't it past your bedtime?" Elias took a small sip of his ginger ale, his expression calm and measured. He didn't respond. "Asked you a question, Professor." Danny's voice hardened. Switch circled around to Elias's other side, while Ox positioned himself behind, effectively boxing the older man in. The basketball game played on overhead, its squeaking sneakers and crowd noise a surreal backdrop to the growing tension. A few patrons edged toward the door. Switch's elbow slipped, knocking into Elias's drink. The glass wobbled but didn't spill. "Oops," Switch sneered. "Almost made a mess there." Elias carefully set his glass down and started to stand, but Ox's massive frame blocked his path. "Going somewhere?" the big man rumbled. "Sit down, old-timer," Danny said, his hand pressing down on Elias's shoulder. "We're just getting to know each other." He grabbed his own fresh beer from the bar, holding it up to the light. "You know what? This town needs a little more integration." Grace's fingers wrapped around her phone, pulling it out slowly. She angled it just right, hidden behind the taps, and pressed record. Danny's grin widened as he tilted his beer. The amber liquid poured over Elias's head, soaking into his sweater and dripping down his face. The bar fell completely silent except for the steady drip of beer hitting the floor. Switch's high-pitched laugh broke the silence first, then Ox's deep chuckle joined in. Danny's crew, scattered around the bar, added their own cruel laughter to the chorus. Beer ran down Elias's face, darkening his neat white collar. His eyes remained forward, dignity intact despite the humiliation. A few drops fell from his chin as Grace silently slid a bar towel toward him. The laughter continued as Elias picked up the towel with steady hands. He carefully folded it into quarters, movements precise and unhurried. The methodical way he wiped his face seemed to irritate Danny, whose smile began to fade around the edges. When Elias finally spoke, his voice was soft, but clear enough to cut through the dying laughter. "You should apologize." The room went completely still. The jukebox chose that moment to fall silent between songs, leaving only the muted sound of sneakers squeaking on the TV above. Every person in the bar seemed to hold their breath, watching the scene unfold. Danny's face froze, caught between amusement and anger. Switch's hand twitched toward his pocket, while Ox's massive shoulders tensed. Behind the bar, Grace's phone continued recording, capturing every second of the dangerous silence. The old man sat perfectly straight on his bar stool, beer still dripping from his sweater, and his dignity somehow untouched by their attempt to destroy it. His calm request for an apology hung in the air like smoke, impossible to wave away.